Good morning, fam. It's Tasha, MAMABEAR Prepping. Welcome to the channel. Welcome back to the channel. Just had to get my sip in, my slurp in before we started this video. I have a big video for you today. We're going to be talking about the internet, losing the internet. We're just going to be diving into it, and I've got a list for you. 8 things that you need to be thinking about when it comes to if there was no internet, how do you prepare for that? You know, oftentimes we prepare for, grid down, no power. I mean, I don't know about you, but this girl prepares for everything. I am solidly prepared for nuclear war. I'm prepared for EMP, no power, having to live with no power for forever. Like, those are the things I think about. Those are the things I prepare for. Very, very heavy things, right? And you're like, okay, well, if you prepare for that, you're ready to go. But one of the things that's nerve-wracking, or that hurts my stomach, I don't want to even think about not having it, and that's the internet. The day that we lose that. Now, obviously, if we lose power, we lose, it's an EMP, it's a nuclear, we very well could lose the internet as well, right? Cyber attacks, whatever level this is for you. Maybe it's isolated, it's loss of the internet in a certain area, but losing that is huge, because I don't know about you, but I go to the internet for a lot. I am constantly asking Google questions. I'm constantly asking stuff. And it's simple stuff, just simple stuff, learning about my garden, Googling companionship, Googling, hey, how do I get rid of this? Stuff with my chickens. Hey, alternate ways to cook them, alternate ways to feed them, just you name it, right? You name it. I'm not feeling well, an ailment, you want to go and Google it. It doesn't matter. There's 1,001 examples of reasons we go to the internet. Just start logging one day how many times you go to the internet and you ask it something. And this could be for work. This could be for, your own personal life. But we are very, very dependent, right? The internet, actually, when you, before I did this video, so first of all, I've done this type of video before where I give you a list, but I actually Googled this question, like what can you do, things to do before the internet goes out? And it's so rampant with internet stuff and how to get internet and all this stuff. That doesn't even load, right? It loads all this other internet stuff and not even close to what I actually asked it. So how do you prepare? Well, there's some things that you can get. You can stockpile. You can make sure that you have before to help you with the things that we go to the internet for the most, right? What are the things that you and your family go to the internet for? And then you prepare for that. So number one I have is contacts. In internet, when I mean internet, that's really the whole shebang. That's your cloud system with all your information that you've kept, all of that stuff. So number one is contacts / pictures, right? All your personal stuff, your stuff that you would not want to lose, phone numbers. And again, some of you guys like, well, Tasha, phones may not work. Whatever. You're right. Okay. But some people still have landlines. Some people still want to have that. If they're in an area and they're able to make a phone call, able to do something, you want to make sure that you have contacts. And when I say contacts, I'm really talking about their addresses. Where do they live? Where do they physically live? Where is that on a map? Okay. They live in a certain state, they live in a certain city. But if you didn't have GPS, you couldn't go and MapQuest it and see where you're going. It's hardcore. You can't figure it out. So where your contacts at, where your friends and family at, that that during a catastrophic event, you're going to want to know is okay. Grandma who's three states over, whatever it is, what is the address, what's the physical address, and go look at a map and see where it physically is at. Okay, make sure that you know that. Phone numbers, again, will they work, will they not sure, but you want to have that stuff. If we lose the internet but we don't lose comms, I know it's kind of weird, but say there's cyber stuff and we're losing pieces of that, but we still have some sort of cell towers and stuff working, you're going to want to have those phone numbers. You're going to want to have phone numbers of different places that you want to get in contact with, whether that's family, friends, businesses, whatever. Okay. And then pictures, personal pictures. We are a huge society of we just put it on the cloud. We just put it on this disk. We just put it on this thumb drive. We just put it on this external, whatever, all this stuff. And we keep everything digital. And we no longer print out pictures anymore. I don't know about you, baby, but I'm old enough that I remember taking those disposable cameras, taking your pictures, maybe 20, 30 pictures, taking that in, waiting for your pictures to be developed, going back, picking them up, going through them, seeing that half of them were trash, right? You were trashy pictures, just total waste, right? Maybe you get a handful of really good ones. You keep those ones, you put them on the wall, you put them in your little album, whatever, and you have them forever, okay? And if you've ever gone through old stuff, your grandparents' stuff, you know, old aunties, uncles, whatever, pictures, somebody passes away and you're seeing what they have, they kept pictures, right? And we don't do that anymore. So you should be printing out stuff, right, that you have ready to go, pictures that mean a lot to you of your kids or whatever, that you don't want to let go, because again, that stuff could be gone anyway. This is like GP stuff you should be doing already just to protect that stuff. You should not just be having it somewhere digitally. You should have your favorites, if you will, printed out, so that you have those. Okay. Number 2 is recipes. Now, recipes, an obvious one is food, obviously, but recipes for everything. Recipes for holistic stuff, medicinal stuff, recipes for animals and taking care of them, recipes for you know, your garden products, you know, your different sprays and different natural remedies for, you know, getting rid of insects or fungi or whatever in the garden. This could be recipes on let's see, what else did I do? It could be baking. Oh, household stuff. So cleaners, holistic cleaners, you know, homemade cleaners, all the recipes that we go to the internet to get. Oh, I'm going to go on Pinterest and get this recipe for this. Oh, I want to make shampoo. I'm going to go get this recipe. Oh, I want to go make some dog food. I'm going to get this recipe, right? We have all this stuff that we just know at the tips of our finger, we could just go get. And so getting those things, get those recipes printed out, get a physical copy of those things so that you have them, especially if there's something that you know that you've wanted to do, but you just haven't had time to do it. You need to download those things. You need to print those things off, start making a little folder, you know, get you a little recipe box and start doing that stuff. Get you a recipe box for each. Get you your old-fashioned recipe box for your kitchen, for your recipes. And I know you might have recipes and recipe books, but stuff that's not in those books. Get a little recipe box, old school, and write them down on the cards. Get another one separate for holistic stuff, right? Stuff that you're holistically going to make. You want to make tiger balm. You want to make some kind of, you know, tinctures, whatever it is, a salve, whatever it is. Write that recipe down, put it in. Again, you might have these in books, but some stuff you don't, right? You find it on. You want to make homemade cough syrup. You want to make fire cider, whatever. Maybe you've made a lot of fire cider, but you've decided that one is better than the other, and you want to write that recipe down or print it out, make sure you have it and get in that box, right? Get another one that has to do with household stuff, different cleaners, how to make dish soap, how to make laundry soap, how to make, you know, lotion, body wash, whatever, right? Flea tick medicine, pepper spray, like whatever is the other stuff. Get you some recipe books for different stuff that you're going to make and start printing out recipes. Next thing I have is games. Really, this is, you know, your old-fashioned card games, your dice games, your board games, your different various games. You want to collect those so that you have those for entertainment. We always say this for Grid Down, to make sure that you have something to keep your family occupied. But a lot of folks, to include me, to include my family, we play on devices. We play on the internet. A lot of games these days is not only, you know, oh, well, we'll play games without the internet. We just need, you know, cell service and we can still get it. That might not be an option. Or some games that are downloaded to the phone, but it still needs to be connected to the internet to be able to play it, right? So there's a lot of stuff that we play, you know, electronically. An EMP happens, or we lose the internet, you know, what are you going to do to entertain yourself? And you could do this with, you know, reading books to read for fun, board games, cards, dice, just various games, physical games that you play outside, backgammon, tennis, you know, catch, you know, different athletic balls that you can throw and catch, different things, different swimming stuff, different things that you can do outside and inside that have to do with gaming and entertainment. Okay, you've got to get those things and stay on it, because again, a lot of America, a lot of us in the world do a lot of games that are on the internet, and once you don't have those, that's a problem, right? Number 4 thing I have is maps. This might be one of, besides well, I'll tell you, because there's another really, really good one, but this is one of the best ones on the list today is maps. You need a map of your town where you live. You need to know these back roads that maybe you've never taken, right? Excuse me. I'm not talking about people who know their back roads and know their area, you know, front and forwards. But even you need to have maps, so that maybe there is some other roads that you haven't, you know, gone through, or different waterways, or different things that you need to know and be able to find. You need to have maps. You need to have maps with terrain. You need to have maps with contour lines so you can see elevations and different things like that. You need to see maps of towns around you and surrounding you. Know how many people are in those towns. Know the ways that those towns would travel towards your town, or which way people from your town would travel to those towns. You know, are there bridges? Are there small gaps in the road? You know, I think strategically when I think of that stuff, but not everybody is like that. You need to have maps at a minimum to be able to navigate, so that you can follow roads and know stuff, but not be on the road when you're traveling. What else? Maps of your state, maps of other states, especially if you're trying to bug out and go from one state to the other. You might know something, but somebody else in your party might not know something. Something happens to you, you get killed, and now nobody knows where they're going. Nobody knows how to get there. And if you guys simply had a map, maybe they could figure it out. So maps are super, super important. I like the big atlas ones for traveling, just the big honker that's like this big, right? That opens up full color, all the states. You go to the states you want. I absolutely love that one for traveling. Obviously, you need a smaller version like that for maybe a backpack, a go bag. And then they have individual, you know, fold out maps for different states and stuff. Very, very easy to get your hands on. This is something you can go to the internet now and print for free. So make sure that you are getting your maps and getting them printed down, okay? And a little freebie in there, make sure you get a compass. Next thing I have is books. Now, this is, again, one of the most important things on the list. It's probably maps and books. Books, I'm talking like gardening books, cooking books, recipe books, baking books, you know, foraging books, hunting books, you know, gardening books, plant identification, animal identification, insect identification, you know, how to take care of animals, how to raise animals, how to breed animals, how-to books in general, how to build stuff, do projects. You know, there's a multitude, medical books, holistic books, you name it. There's a ton of books, entertainment books, right? Fiction type books, history books. That's another really big one, is being able to remember your history. An almanac, like different things that matter, that will have information in them that you will need to help you do the things, right? To live your life, this new self-sufficient life with no internet, nobody to just ask Google, what's the question real quick? What's the answer real quick? Having to go back and research it. And the more books and information you have, the more you can go back and find some of those answers in those books. Are they going to have all the answers? No, right? They're not the internet, but the more you get and you collect to that, the better chance you have something that will have an answer, or will allude to something that will then help you think of, okay, I think this might work for this, right? And you can deduce how to fix something or do something, build something, whatever it is that you're trying to do, okay? Next thing I have is school information, school kid information. So, you know, you're like, well, you just said books. Yes, this could be school books, right? But I'm talking more like the curriculum, the workbooks, so having the different ages printed out, ready to go. Again, you're not going to have a printer, you're not going to be able to make copies, whatever. So you have to get these books, get the full printout versions. You know, again, a lot of stuff is online, it's on the internet, you know, and if we lose that, you lose that. And it's like, okay, well, I still want to teach my children. Now, don't get it twisted. The learning curve and what children will be learning when chaos happens is totally different, possibly. But if you're still trying to teach them the basics, right? Math and English and sciences and different things, and you want some sort of guide, some sort of structure, be thinking about that. This is something that you're going to want to print out, even if your children are still in school now, or they're in homeschooling now, but you're not quite thinking about the years ahead. Think about the years ahead and think about, okay, as a fallback, let me get some stuff printed out as a fallback, and just go online and get free stuff. It doesn't have to be over the moon, some kind of fancy program. Just think about their ages and their grades that they still have left to do, and, you know, get that stuff printed out as a fallback, okay? It doesn't mean that that's what they're doing now, but you want to have some sort of minimum when we don't have any more internet. And this is huge. This is huge for kids that go to public school, and this is huge for even homeschool children, okay? All right, number 7 I have is instructions, manuals. You know, we talked about books, but this is more of how to do things. Manuals of how to fix stuff, how to fix your appliances, how to fix different things in your, because see, a manual, say it's grid down, you know, this appliance, this thing, it doesn't physically work, meaning you plug it in. But maybe if you have a manual, you can see the parts, you can see the innards, you can see the different things. And as you get innovative, as you start to create things, you can figure out what things might have a piece or something in it that you could then use for something else, or you can invert it, turn it into something else and use it for something else. Maybe, you know, there's no internet for whatever reason, we've been hacked, we've been destroyed, we have power still, you know, you need to be able to have manuals that are going to show you how to fix stuff. Fix vehicles, you know, if it's not an EMP, maybe there's vehicles and stuff still going. So how do you fix those? Fixing different things around your house, building, you know, building stuff, structures, basic building and construction, basic waste management, septic treatment, how to fix that, how to do that yourself, right? All of that stuff is super important. So having the manuals to do that. We kept all our field manuals. So all the jobs we've ever had in the military, we kept all those manuals, just stuff, just field stuff, combat stuff, you know, waste treatment stuff. I mean, you name it, we have all types of books and manuals that we can go back to. Fields of fire, stuff to refresh our memories of how to do stuff. So that we can help ourselves later when you can't just go to the internet and ask a question and get the answer. Number 8 thing and last thing I have on here is your intel, your radios, right? You go to the internet for intel, right? You go there, for example, for the GPS to figure out intel, how to get from one place to the other. Maybe you go there to find out what's happening in the world, right? You go to the internet for the news, to see what's happening abroad, to see what's happening in your own city, your own state, see what's happening with your government, your politics. It doesn't really matter, but you're going and using the internet to get information, to get intel, to see what's happening. And if we possibly don't have that, first of all, that's chaos when it's unknown, people do not know. But how do you try to stay in the know? Well, you convert to radios, okay? You've got to have a shortwave radio. You've got to have an FM AM radio, something that you can tune in and just listen. You don't necessarily have to have a ham radio, something that you're speaking to somebody about, but super important that you have to have something that you can at least listen to some incoming broadcasts. And then of course you can branch out from there, but you've got to get this stuff printed. Anything that you think of that could help you, charts is another really good one, you guys, to print out, that you could just print out different herbs, and you know, printing out a chart that just shows the different herbs and what they can do medicinally. I mean, there's 1,000 different things that you can do to help you to get ready now that you can print out to help you, okay? And intel, getting news, you know, broadcast, how far you're getting that. Obviously, if you have a ham radio or something that can receive from farther away, it is good, but you've got to get all those things, right? And those manuals and those codes. I mean, you want to just get everything printed off that you possibly need to help you be successful in a world with no internet and no one to ask, right? And it's not like we can't make it. Of course you can make it. You know, our ancestors made it just fine with no internet. It's totally possible, but they did things a lot differently. And so, you know, they communicated differently. They traveled to communicate. I mean, letters took, you know, months sometimes to travel, right? To physically travel, and for letters to travel and to communicate took months, right? And so if we go back to that, you know, you want to have done as much as you can now to prepare for that so that it's not as difficult to deal with, right? You don't want to get caught with not preparing for these things, okay? So I hope you guys enjoyed this video. And make sure that you are checking out the links. If you want to come and get more stuff where we dive deeper, join us over at Patreon. I hope that you guys enjoyed it. I hope you guys are having a good week so far, and I'll see you on the next video. Take care. Bye.